Hi, I'm Jesse Thornburg with GridFruit. We put unused data to work for food stores and power grids. Using artificial intelligence, we optimize the control of commercial refrigeration to reduce the energy bills for the stores and at the same time reduce emissions and costs for their utilities. Every evening, grids across the U.S. face a spike in demand caused by millions of us arriving home and turning on our appliances. That problem is exacerbated, though, by food stores whose commercial refrigeration often spikes to defrost at the same time. It's a huge load that's easily shiftable throughout time without affecting food quality. Grids respond to this spike by turning on their most polluting and expensive generators. They pass this cost on to the food stores where possible, but in certain regulated markets, the grids have to absorb this cost themselves. Refrigeration is the overwhelming majority of energy cost in the food store, 44 to 62%. And Oak Ridge National Lab finds a fifth of that is wasted. On the demand side, these commercial refrigerations peak 3 times a day with more than twice their average demand. And these peaks often occur by default factory settings in those same evening hours, that are so problematic. Commercial refrigeration has multiple components: a compressor that sits on top of the store, over a mile of circuitous refrigerant lines that go to the front, and those cases in the front where we shoppers walk around. The stores are already collecting data on all these different components: current and power from the compressor, refrigerant leaks, maintenance work orders from the lines, and then the internal temperatures of those cases. Right now, though, that data goes straight to the cloud and almost none of it is ever seen or used. That's where GridFruit comes in. We take this data of multiple types. It's often noisy and incomplete, so we use artificial intelligence to process it and derive the optimal control signals for the store to reduce their aggregate peak from commercial refrigeration according to the needs of the grid on a given day. This way, we can also recommend preventive maintenance to extend the life of commercial refrigeration and further reduce the store's costs. We've recently been completing a paid pilot with a Southern California utility with their convenience stores, and we've demonstrated we can reduce power by 44% in those evening peak hours, reduce it 30% throughout the day, taking us from this problematic power profile before to these results after, reducing that evening peak from around 21 kilowatts to under 12 kilowatts. This constitutes around $31,000 annually of savings per store, and across the U.S. that's $4.4 billion of savings, both in the peak reduction that the grid rewards with demand response incentives, but also in energy savings and preventive maintenance life extensions. Our competitors focusing on food stores rely on bulky, expensive hardware solutions to get these same benefits for the grid and the stores that we provide. And we have the added flexibility of software, which provides low-cost customer acquisition and scaling. We're really grateful for the multidisciplinary, talented team we've worked with already, starting at Carnegie Mellon University. We have 2 patents pending with them and a no-claim letter to be the sole licensee of those patents. We talked with over 150 potential customers through National I-Corps program, and we're grateful to be in the middle of the Innovation Crossroads program with TVA and ORNL funding us here in Tennessee. As I mentioned, we're now in the middle of a paid pilot with the utility. We've also recently begun an SBIR Phase 1 project with the Department of Energy. In the next few years, we'll be expanding to more paid pilots and scaling to store chains across the U.S. Our team comes from different backgrounds and a breadth of experiences. My own background is from MIT and starting a solar company called Copo. My co-founder Javad is research faculty at Carnegie Mellon University, and from there we also pulled in a controls engineer, Carolyn Goodman. We're thankful for advisors on both the business and technical sides, and we couldn't be here without them. Really grateful for all our partners in Tennessee, Pennsylvania, and across the U.S. We hope that you'll become our next partner. Thank you.